Two. All right, man, we live. Elevated Conversations, the podcast, man. We want to welcome y'all back in. We're going to get everything going here on all social media platforms. We got Pyme in the building. CSOM. Start that. We're going to see what this Pyme is all about, man. We're going to see what this chocolate state of mind is all about.
That's right.
We getting it going live on Instagram. What's up, Facebook? Look, Joe, a little bit here. Got my man Joe correct on our digital. No. Straighten it out. Straighten it out, Joe.
Yeah, the camera.
Yeah, it's the actual camera. Yeah. Get it straight for the people so they don't think we're in here leaning. And let me get my water right there too, Big Joe. We're gonna bring it in just a little bit more. We're getting everybody situated, man. Welcome live on YouTube. We in the building. Elevated Conversations, the podcast. We're gonna get Joe on this one too. We're gonna turn it in a little bit. Turn it in just a little bit. Yep, cool. Man, that should get you right there. Man, welcome in. Boy, I'm happy to have this guest on my show today. I am your host, Real Spill. I'm right here with my co-host, as y'all can see him over here, James St. Patrick. Always fly, always debonair, man. Y'all see we got a third guest in the building today. We want to welcome Pyme, man, out of Dallas, Texas. Pyme, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm good, man.
It's good to see you, man.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be on the show with you, brother, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
Glad
saying?
to have you part of us, man.
Man, for sure, man. I'm always a part of y'all.
I see
man.
you looking good, man.
Hey, I'm looking at you guys, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got the memo.
Y'all boys always scalpel sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Memo, man. So, man, tell people about you, man. Tell them about this chocolate state of mind. As y'all see, CSOM in the building. I'm gonna show y'all. Yeah, man. Tell the people about what this all about, man.
Man, the CSOM is how it said. The word is CSOM, and you know what I'm saying. That's the word, you know. And what chocolate state of mind stands for is chocolate come in all colors, and everything come from chocolate. You understand what I'm saying? So it's letting you know the origins and that everybody come from chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Mexican, white, Asian. It don't matter who you are. You all come from chocolate. We all originated from the same root. You know what I'm saying? So that's the basis of this thing, is to get rid of this racism talk, get rid of this, you know what I'm saying, attacking it at the core.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm about. It's I have apparel and stuff like that. And what it is it's knowledge through apparel. So, you know,
explain that. Knowledge through apparel.
So when you read it, people see it, they say chocolate state of mind. What does that mean? It's a conversation jerker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Chocolate state of mind. I've had white people tell me, well, I can't I can't put that on. Well, absolutely. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Because you come from chocolate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Asian people, everybody. So it's a conversation jerker. So that's why I put it on clothes for people to say, you know, to ask, what does it mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I really want to write a book, which is still coming down the line. But I know that most of my people don't read. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just facts.
Sad.
It's sad, but it's a part of the interpersonal relationship that has went on in our community, or the breakage.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to mend that through my way, which is through apparel. We're putting some information on the shirt, and hopefully you ask what it is, and we can start talking about it.
That's what's up, man. Well, I know I was introduced to it about 2 years ago, man. I was on a movie set. I did a movie here locally.
Yeah.
Your boy was in a movie, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Heavy, the movie, man. That was my first time being on the big screen, man. And the dude came up to me and said, man, why don't you wear this hoodie, man?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a dope hoodie. You know what I mean? And they actually said chocolate state of mind with green hoodie.
Yeah.
And it had the brand wear, and it was dope.
Yeah.
But I never actually met you at the time.
Right.
But then it's kind of like, you know, you get a new car and, you know, now I got the car, I start seeing it everywhere, you know. So once I actually put the brand on and actually saw myself on the big screen, I actually started noticing the little logo all over the town, man. I was out, man. Big shout out to Chocolate State of Mind and everybody rocking apparel, man, because like you said, it's bigger than just clothes, looking good. It's bigger than clothes, man. You saying you want people to be elevated, which is what this is all about. You want them to be elevated through what they wear.
Absolutely.
And I love that, man. What you want to add to that, man?
Well, I've been knowing Pyme for a minute.
Yeah, man. I'm
gonna you gotta speak up.
Been knowing Pyme for a minute.
Yeah.
And, he came to me and he said, Ivy, I need you to flip this.
Yeah.
So he gave me this shirt and that shirt. He said, what can you do with it? I said, give me about a week.
Yeah.
And this was 3 years ago, right? 3.
Mm-hmm.
I took the shirt. I went outside, had my tripod. I made some magic happen. I was worried about a couple of shots, and he was just like, "No, I need this."
Yeah.
He said, "I need this," and I was sitting here saying to myself, "I said that my bro owns something, right?" And we got a bunch of friends on Facebook, women and men that has power with people. It takes one share, and my brother be on another platform.
Yeah.
And I was trying to be that representation of that with just my following. Just when I tag, that's when I realized that I was a brand ambassador. To where it's just like when I see my people have something, hey, I wear it, and just get it to me how you want it. I don't really go into all those details because it's him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when Pyme talks, he's speaking some knowledge.
Yeah. So that's what we got him on the show today to do.
Yeah.
We wanna pick your brain. We want to talk about your knowledge and information, man. And I have a very important topic that we actually want to talk about today. And I encourage you on YouTube, if you when you start streaming on YouTube, or if you're on Instagram or Facebook, join the conversation. Just want to make sure that you know that the opinions that we represent today are representative of the singular individuals that are speaking it. We don't represent the city of Dallas. We don't represent Business Lounge Dallas. We are single entities of ourselves, representing ourselves as one. So we're not experts. We're not coming to you as entitled people. We actually come in as guys, men, kings, gods on a mission, on a certain journey of enlightenment, of a certain journey of improving ourselves. And it was humbling when I came in, because Ro was like, "Man, I remember you used to bartend. First time I met you, you were wild, you were crazy," and I just see the evolution. And that's what this thing is all about. It's about evolving and elevating not only ourselves, but the community as well. So we brought an important topic today, man. We want to know, first of all, you got to understand what interpersonal relationships mean. So we're going to talk about interpersonal relationships and how they affect our community. Okay, so they be like, what does interpersonal communication mean? Because a lot of people just talk and they just, they think they know, but they don't have the full understanding. And that's what we're going to deep dive in today, is the full understanding as men leading our community, how we can first evolve into better leaders and then better relationship builders in our community. Okay, so it says an interpersonal relationship is a social connection or affiliation between two or more people. Interpersonal relationships can include your partner, loved ones, close friends, acquaintances, co-workers, and many others who make up a social connection in your life. Now, I always brag the fact that I'm a loner and things like that. Now, as I'm learning and educating myself, we realize as humans, we have an emotional connection to connecting to something. Whether it's your dog, whether it's your community, whether it's your state, whether it's your mate, we have a personal connection with being connected to something.
Right.
So when we talk about interpersonal communication, we got to realize it's going to happen regardless.
Right.
Now, we can continue to be ignorant about it and continue to handle it how we do, or we can deep dive into it and find out how we can improve ourselves. So the first thing that this, and I've got all my facts here. We researched this stuff because we don't want to come on to you guys as nobody that actually has researched the facts. We always want to try to bring our receipts. Okay, so it says the first thing that we have to do is be open. So I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna let James first share your opinion. Then I want our special guest to chime in. Interpersonal relationships. What's your opinions on how open we get as men in our relationships?
We're not talking about a spouse.
We're talking about interpersonal relationships. How open do we get in our interpersonal? Whether it's your spouse, your best friend, your business partner, we talking about being open, right, and how it equates to having better interpersonal relationships with our community.
Okay, I use basically when you say being open, I'll give this example. You go on, I say, "Hey, Pyme, what you think about this?" Now, when I ask Pyme what he thinks about, that could be a trigger for him, right?
Right.
So being open, meaning that I gotta, when I'm asking this question, whatever, regardless of what it is, you gotta be open to how that person feels. and being open to how that person feels, meaning that they may say something to piss you off, but you don't respond in a reactive, you get what I'm saying? Because we're supposed to be proactive. And if I can't ask that brother a question and he say, well, hey, that's a trigger that pissed me off, I need to be able to accept that, right? And then my fallback is, brother, why did that piss you off? That's being open, like, okay, now we're having some dialogue. It's a reflection of each other. We're not just bouncing off like one person that's doing all the talking. You see what I'm saying? When there's a pause in there, it's rare that you get to pause with people lately, because everybody is waiting on you to stop talking so they can get out what they need to say. So that was my best example of being open, meaning that be prepared to whatever he says and don't get offended, because just because I'm not where he's at, that don't mean that brother don't feel that.
That's true. That's true.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm a barber. So I deal with people every day, all the time. I have to be ready to engage, and I have to have a certain awareness on when I engage, because people are not, like you just said, they're not going to always be in my state of mind at the time when I'm engaging with them. So I have to be aware of the body position, the mood in which they come in, because we all have a energy about us when we come into a place.
Right.
You can feel it, you know what I'm saying? And I have to be aware of that. So when I engage with them, if I feel like something is not going right, you know, or if I ask a question, because I ask a lot of questions in my barbershop because we talking.
Right.
And if I feel like that may make them a little bit uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying, I have to be aware of them and their feelings and their energy enough to be able to say, okay, because I'm never looking to, I'm always accountable first. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you're dealing with an interpersonal relationship, you got to be accountable of yourself first. You know what I'm saying? You got to know who you are, and you got to know that maybe you can disturb energy, because we all can. We can disturb energy, and we can bring it. We can preserve energy as well. So when I ask a question or I'm engaging with somebody, I'm always aware of their energy, or trying to be aware of their energy. And if I step on your energy, I'm aware of myself enough and and accountable of myself enough and, to be able to dial back and say, like you just said, hey, you know what I'm saying, I apologize. Or what can we do to repair that situation? I'm always thinking about that. How can I repair the situation to keep going forward?
So with that being said, why do y'all think it's such a big thing in our communities that we have a conflict in our communities, whether it's brother amongst brother, brother amongst sister, sister amongst brother? You know what I mean? Because I think that we have to get deeper. You know what I mean? Because you said it right, and you said it to a point as well. To be open with somebody else, you first have to be secure with yourself. You know what I mean? People be like, man, why you wear them bright colors? And why you know what I mean? Because they can only reflect off what they think, how they feel. Because to me, it's like, I wear whatever color I want to wear. I never even wake up in the morning saying, what is somebody going to think about me wearing a certain color, because I'm secure in myself. So go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to finish my point, but then come on, because when you are secure with yourself, this is, like I said, this is a journey. So I'm talking to you guys from a self education. You know what I mean? The more secure I became with myself, the more I was able to open up, not only with my spouse, but with my fellow brother. So as a barber, when you first started barbering, because you may be not as secure as you are now, your conversations or how open you was to somebody else, do you think that might have changed compared to how you are now as a more secure barber?
Oh, absolutely. I started cutting hair at 13, 14 years old. And I was really cutting hair. I was making money and all that type of stuff. My mom put the barber clippers in my hand. Thanks. Shout out to my mom. But yes, absolutely. It was a big evolution. And I think you go through many evolutions in learning yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then learning how to interpret and conversate with people and stuff like that. I think you go through many of them. When we get 65 years old, when I'm 65, I'm not going to be the same prime at 43 as I am at 65. I'm going to be a lot more aware of my surroundings than I am now. And I like to think I'm pretty good at it right now. But at 63, I know I'm going to be a lot more aware. You know, I'm going to be a lot less worried about anybody judging me and all that type of stuff, which I am now. I'm not worried about, like you say, I don't wake up with worried about anybody judging me because I'm okay with me.
So how did you get to that point? I mean, because we have to realize that as three confident men, kings sitting on the panel, we take it for granted sometimes.
Yeah.
I tell my lady all the time, a pretty woman got certain advantages maybe that a less attractive woman may not have. Now, regardless of how you judge beauty is up to you.
Right.
Beauty is an eye beholder, but a pretty woman or a man with swag or anything, they have an essence about it.
That's right.
Right? So because of that essence, they get treated a certain way. But how do we get the brothers that are not so secure, the sisters that are not so secure, to work on, first of all, improving themselves so that they can have better interpersonal? Because that's what it's all about. Because that's what you guys are telling me.
Okay. So with that being said, there's Ivan McCoy and there's James St. Patrick. Okay. Ivan McCoy, 10, 15 years ago, will put on a pink shirt when everybody else couldn't. Remember that hey, brother wearing pink. Well, I'm gonna make it look good.
Yeah.
I was, like you said, you always wearing these bright colors. Like, hey, you do you, I do me. It's like I always knew it was something there, but I didn't have that really support. So it was almost like me inside my head, like, hey, just walk it out, right? So that transformed into this. This guy to where it's like they say, hey, what did you do? I just put something on. You may just put this on. They'll be like, no, you put effort. No, we just put it on because it comes naturally.
Yeah.
Because
it represents who you are.
Right. Because
you don't
exudes.
You don't represent the clothes. The clothes are representing you in a way that you feel like him. He come in. He has a certain presence about him today because he's wearing black. Black is a powerful color. We all know black is bold, but he also got the stripes as a military, and he carried himself in like I'm somebody.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's where I wanted to get to, that point that you just said. And we also said earlier is we got to have more men like Pyme, like myself, like you, to keep representing, to keep being a beacon for those, like, to let them know that not all men have to carry themselves in an aggressive way, in an aggressive manner. You could be secure with yourself to where a man can say, what you looking at? He like, my bad, King. You have a beautiful day, instead of so reactive. And that comes back, because let me make the point, Rick, because you saying the point, and I'm going to get back to you. We don't have the structure in the homes to give us enough strength. My pops was like, boy, man, you better not be worried about what nobody else say. Get your butt out there and do, you know what I mean? Even when I was wearing pro wing shoes, I had to walk around with confidence, because if not, they'll take my pride. And that's way more important than me taking these shoes. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's deeper than what we have to go into our homes.
I think you just made a big point. How many black brothers, since we're on the black brother situation, have a black brother telling them, or a black father directing them? And that's what I'm saying with that. And I realized that in my shop, that's what always keeps me conscious of how, my people's energy. I know that most of us were raised in a single parent household. Most of us did not get a strong father figure to tell you to go. I got a son now. I wasn't raised by a father, but I got a son now, and I'm on the job learning, and I'm looking at him. I see me in him, and I know, because I did not have a father, what I need to give to him because of what I'm conscious of that I didn't get at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, okay, boom, you need some XYZ in your repertoire for you to become an upstanding, straight back black man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm aware of that. You know what I'm saying? So when I address my black brothers that come in my shop, and they know I'm always going to address you with respect. I'm always going to address you with truth, because the truth is that's like, it's going to set us free. But I understand that you have never been addressed by a man before. So I'm gonna do certain things to address manhood when we in that shop, so that we can feel comfortable enough to talk with each other.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think and it says it right here. After all, it's through this mutual sharing. So no matter how strong we are individually, if we don't actually go out and keep trying to educate and elevate the next man, because I was reading, it's a quote that's profound, man, and some things just come to you, man, and it's profound. And the quote said, if you don't feed if you're a wolf and you don't feed your pack, eventually you become dinner.
Yes, you do.
So in my mind, it's like the more we educate ourselves, if you keep that to yourself and you stay behind that wall of comfortableness and of, hey, I have made it, and it's not, what's stopping the next man that's motivated about taking that from you from not coming over that wall and getting what he feels is deserved? What's that? It's called reciprocity. It's that if I'm out here, like I see your shirts out here, I see you in the community, I saw you at the track meet, I see you out here affecting the community. You see what I'm saying? So you represent your brand well. You know what I mean? So if somebody's coming to you with ill fate, ill will, it's just hating. And you understand that that's a necessity as well. Because I also realized that if we didn't have friends and we didn't have enemies, how would we know what friends were?
That's a part of the life.
It's a part of the life. Yeah. You wouldn't know what a friend or enemy was if we didn't ever have a hater or an enemy to let us know that, okay, that's what that looks like. Right. So as we continue to grow in our kingdom, in our kingship, you know what I mean? I feel like it's our opportunity and it's our obligation to bring one with us, to bring two with us. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because the Egyptians back in the day, it wasn't a singular thing. They were focused on community. Yeah. They knew that the community was only as strong as the weakest link. You see what I'm saying? That's right. We don't. That's what frustrates me. Yeah, and I know that's we was on our way driving, man, and we just riding up the street. The guy wanted to come past us, black guy. Yeah. We just we thinking about the podcast and everything. We look over to the side. He like, whoa, what's up, man? You mad about what? We all trying to get to where we trying to be, and this right here ain't gonna help either one of us get to where we need to be.
But see, you in your kingdom and where you are right now in your king mind, you already understand. That's what we should understand. I understand my people pain enough to be able to swallow clear business when they're not right. You know what I'm saying? I could deal with you now versus some years ago, I probably spazzed back out on you. You know what I'm saying? But now I know you got pain and you're projecting that pain for me to project my pain, and I don't got pain for you like that, brother.
With that being said, though, you also got those brothers who's trying to take us out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like we can't even risk that one opportunity to be like, yeah, this dude crazy. Like, look, it's kind of like, you angry, I'm gonna let you go on about your way.
Yes, sir.
But if it keeps carrying on, like I told him and I told you, this world hasn't seen consequences.
Right.
And from these brothers to these sisters pulling over, Wheeling in 67, there's no laws on turning, there's no laws on running the red light, there's no laws in the parking lot. So it's like, I don't go over there because I know that can trigger me. Right. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not saying I'm afraid to go over there. I go over there. But I go over there with the awareness of be prepared for anything to come your way and be prepared to handle it.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Going back to when we were saying, see, I didn't know that I was doing a good job until the brother said, hey, I appreciate you. I didn't know that I was doing a good job until you said, hey, man, I appreciate you. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I just met you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, those are, and I ain't saying, hearing it from your woman, whatever, but when you hear it from a brother. Right.
Well, I remember when I first met you, you said, man, this was, because we were doing a fashion show together, a bunch of positive brothers with that. Shout out to Elements of Style. He came up to me, he's like, man, this is crazy. This is the first time I've been around this many brothers that was reinforcing positivity.
Yeah.
And that blew me away because I grew up an athlete, and I pledged in a fraternity and, I've been a part of different social organizations. So I felt love before, but it just was profound to me at that age. And I didn't grow up in a single family home. I grew up with my father, my parents been married almost 50 years now. So I've been afforded a lot of things that my peers maybe not have get, but I still chose the knucklehead route.
Right.
Because when the community I grew up in told me I wasn't no man unless I was selling drugs, having sex with these women. Right. So it created a certain mindset to where it overruled what my mom and daddy was telling. So that's why I say it not only starts with the mom and daddy, because my mom and daddy were great. They raised me the best they could, and with the resources that they had.
And see that right there, that interpersonal relationship with your mom and your dad brought you back
to the person. Yes, correct.
It brought you back. See, it left breadcrumbs. They left breadcrumbs with you. And so, but that's where the breakdown is with our interpersonal relationship with our community, is because there are more than not kids are raised without their father. You don't got no breadcrumbs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And you didn't even read you didn't read the script. I'm gonna let y'all know we didn't go over this before, but man, you are actually saying exactly why I brought up that point. Because the first interpersonal relationships that we establish are with our mama and dad, in our households. That's right. So that could put us on a path of positivity, or it could put on a path of negativity. Yes. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you said, like no matter how the world tried to take me, I had a sense of groundedness because the first interpersonal relationship I had was through love. Just think about if it was through abuse, or think about if then I would be fighting not only all the demons that the streets gave me, those sleepless nights to try to make sure nobody try to come take that out. Not only the demons that come with, but also the demons of having an abusive mom or abusive dad or abusive neighbor, abusive grandfather. That when I come back to my time of receiving something, all I can receive is hate. Yeah. And that's all I could give.
See, with that love you had the whole time you was in them streets. I've been there. I'm with you. Yeah. It was a ping in your head the whole time.
Every time.
You know what I'm saying? Saying, hey, man, you know this ain't right. Make sure you know you supposed to be on this path. You know this and that and that. It made me get out of the drug game when I was young. Yeah. Made me think about it. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? My grandmama wouldn't like she would. Man, I killed my grandmama with
it's like a mental compass.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's where our breakdown is. I read when you brought me the topic, I started thinking about it and reading on interpersonal relationship. I knew what an interpersonal relationship meant by definition, but I started to do, cross-referencing to what does it mean in my life? What does it mean in our community? Yeah. I started cross-referencing it and looking at what's going on just from the barbershop standpoint, people coming to my barbershop, young men that's coming in there with their mom only, never come with their father. You know what I'm saying? How does that pertain to them? Right. How does that work with them? And I started breaking it down, started thinking about it like, man, the interpersonal relationship that you don't have, if you don't have it, you fractured walking around here looking for a personal or interpersonal relationship, but not knowing how to gain it.
And that's what they said when doing my research. It said that we are constantly as human beings, no matter how much of a loner I think I am, I'm constantly in search of this. Yes. This building this relationship with something. Yes. With something. And it goes even back to even further term before the Bible. They said that we was enhanced with a what is it called? A praise gene. A praise gene was put into us because they knew that that's how they could control us. That's why so many religious people and so many people that are so bent hold on Democrat and Republican because they feel the need to be a part of something.
It's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's but sometimes their mind gets so caught up in trying to be a part of something, they forget who they are, what they represent, and we actually lose sight of the actual goal, which is to be your best you.
But see what you just said right there, we went through a breakage. So first of all, you don't even know who you are to know what you need to be a part of.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So you just being a part of something because you're always grasping it, trying to be a part of something because I don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's where they got us at right now in the Black community. So with the interpersonal relationship, I say this religiously in the barbershop, my boys looking at, we got to find out who we are. That should be our religion. Finding out who you is. Your history. You find your history. I'm not about to tell you what your history is. You'll find it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny because in our community they be like, man, you can't tell me nothing. Right? You can't. What you mean? You can't. That means you never willing to learn anything. If you who said it best? They said a genius asks questions. Tupac said a genius asks questions. Right. So who are you? Who are you? Every day on this earth, man, I'm trying to improve. So when I wake up in the morning, I think about what I'm putting in my body. How I'm gonna protect my body. So going back to your point, we're not talking about being a sucker. Right. We're talking about being a king because kings don't get in the midst of what jesters are talking about. Right. They don't go down to what the jesters are practicing juggling and start worrying about. They got a whole kingdom to run. But when the jester comes to them with a certain energy, he can sit there and take it in as entertainment, or he can say off with his head. Right. But he ain't sitting around entertaining it because it's bigger matters. And if we all play our part in the community, you are a beacon in the community because a barbershop to us is the new church house.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I learned a lot in the barbershop.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? About sports, about women, about game.
Your life, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So if we not being positive in there, then not only do they get the negativity at the house, but they also gonna get it where they find peace, or they see that you as a mentor. What are you feeding them? You know what I mean? So that's why we have you on the show, man, because I see you feeding the community with some positive reinforcement.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
Let me say
that. Yeah.
For you barbers, y'all with these barbershops out here, man, what he just said, man, we got to be very, very conscious of the environment, because the kids are looking at you.
Yeah.
It's brothers in there that don't have a foundation. They're looking at you. You're on stage. When I'm in behind my chair, I'm very conscious that I'm on stage. These people are watching me. You know what I'm saying? These kids are watching me, and I done raise kids in the barbershop, and they come back to me with their kids, and I'm cutting their kids' hair now, and they tell me, Pyme, bro, when my daddy brought me to you, and he asked me, because I go through interpersonal relationships in there when they can't talk to their son, and he called me on the phone. Hey, man, I need you to say something to such and such, man. My son, he kind of going out the boom, boom. And I talk to him, and they come back to me and tell me, hey, man, when you told me that, I started thinking about it. Even though his dad told him, he still needs to hear it from the village, and I'm a part of that village. And when I said something to him, he told me, you put me on track. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, brother, I could have, in my head, I was like, man, I could have really steered you wrong. Had I been, not conscious of myself and my kingship and my responsibility in the community. You know what I'm saying?
Can I be honest with you both? And I want you to be both honest with me. I feel like I can go into any community and touch somebody. Some people say, hey, you shouldn't be able to go to, don't go over there.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. Because it's like, once somebody see, like, okay, this ain't about being afraid. It's just like, brothers, can we just bring it here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And leave it here. And when I look at us, I sit and say that we should pretty much be able to walk anywhere.
Yeah, we can.
Because we're not coming to change anything. We're coming to say, man, you're more than this white t-shirt.
You bring it.
What we do is we get involved.
Yeah.
So when we get in these communities, and I want to piggyback what you're saying, because I agree with you. We should be able to go anywhere we want. We got lowercase G's. We got our light should be able to shine anywhere. Our light should just shine in North Dallas, in Frisco, in Arlington. It should shine in South Dallas. It should shine in South Oak Cliff. It should shine in all these places, because when you're a God, God illuminates light, and your light don't dim because you in a certain neighborhood. Go ahead.
We claiming hoods
that don't even belong to us.
Don't belong to us.
We don't own nothing on the block.
We ain't made no money off of it, but we causing all this bloodshed.
Crazy. I seen it's crazy. I seen an article, and I hate, because I got some great information y'all come with today. But they said a Jewish man told a black man. He said, "Man, you know what? When I make this dollar, you'll never see it."
That's right.
And he thought he was being racist. He said, "Man, what you talking about?" He said, "Because in the Jewish community, we got Jewish jobs. We go to our Jewish banks, and we invest into our Jewish businesses.
Money circulating.
That money just circulates in that community, bro." And the sad part about it, he said, you know how fast the black dollar leaves our community?
30 minutes.
6
minutes.
6 minutes.
Yeah, because as soon as you get paid, you got to give it to somebody else.
6
don't look
minutes.
Like you. You got to pay your rent.
Pay our
don't
phone
look like
bill.
You. Don't look like
pay
you.
our Gucci bag.
None of that looks like you. None of that's you.
Man, that was profound to me, bro.
See, I swear for the federal government, the money, the Fed, the Federal Reserve, and I saw it.
That's profound.
They are standing on us, and we are not using our power. We actually have more purchasing power than anybody in the country,
bro.
And we're not circulating our dollars because we don't have an interpersonal relationship enough to say, brother, I'm gonna come and shop with you. Brother, sister, I'm gonna come and shop with you. What do I need to do to help you build? We don't have an interpersonal relationship because you don't know who you are. When you don't know who you are, my grandmama told me this. Shout out and rest in peace, great grandmama Stella Randall said, if you don't know where you don't know where you come from, You don't know where you're going.
Right.
And that's facts. As I grew older, I started to understand it a lot more. You don't know where you come from. You don't know where you're going. You guessing, you pulling, you trying to attach yourself to. That's why we go out there and celebrate St. Patrick's Day like we do. That's why we go and celebrate all these different religions like we do.
All y'all that was celebrating on St. Patrick's, I better see y'all at the Juneteenth parade. Cause y'all ass better be up there early, 10 o'clock, like y'all was up for the St. Patrick's Day. Paint y'all face green.
Right.
I ain't never seen so many green Negroes before in my life. Man, I better see y'all Juneteenth.
That's real talk. No, that's real talk.
Niggas out there for Juneteenth. They about to celebrate 4th of July like that's our independence.
Yeah, no, that's not yours.
That ain't our independence.
No, man. That's not for you. And even on the June 19th, I hate to tell you the truth, but that was a late day. That was late, 2 years late. You know what I'm saying? That they were telling you was free. So, I'm like this. I'm always like this. Like I said, I'm in Chocolate State of Mind all the time. It's always about Black people doing and creating for Black people.
Yeah. Taking
control of your issues, your problems, and coming up with your solutions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without somebody telling you what to do. You know what I'm saying? We done got to that point where we're cool with somebody telling us what to do, what to celebrate, when to do this, when to go to lunch,
what Jesus look like.
Yeah, I'm saying going in your tombs, digging and giving you your history. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we got to I want to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I want to be uncomfortable because how can I be comfortable with something somebody gave me that didn't like me?
Right. It's like I see every other day. My wife got this YouTube channel, and I see the headline: boyfriend kills 22-year-old and killed daughter too. So I'm sitting here saying to myself, well, I know what guns do.
Yeah.
But as a man, me holding a gun to a woman, I'm saying this on podcast, you men are weak.
Yeah.
And y'all need to grow up.
Well, that's what an interpersonal relationship comes. We don't have love for ourselves. So how can, like he just said, when you come from trauma, which I realize, man, when trauma, it takes 4 generations to erase the trauma that your forefathers went through. And I'm learning this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm on a, like you say, I want to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That's it.
I'm trying to push myself to be the best human being I possibly can be. And I posted on Facebook the other day, and people don't be giving me on Facebook. I don't be caring about all that stuff.
Yeah.
I put on there, I said, to know the truth, you got to get rid of emotions.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Because when I'm on the spiritual journey, I had to get rid of the emotion of the religion that my mom and daddy taught me. Because if I just stuck to the religious part of it and the emotional part of, man, my mom and daddy sure wouldn't lie to me. My grandma cried. I seen my mom and daddy shout all over church.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if I couldn't get past the feeling that they would take that, man, maybe they didn't know.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because I had to get past the hate. Because I'm like, why didn't they tell me this when I was younger?
Right.
But maybe they didn't know.
They didn't know.
So it's our job and our responsibility. We can't always depend on somebody else to know that they know gun safety, things like that. I got a gun.
That's right.
And I'm gonna put somebody down if I get disrespected, but that ain't my light.
Right.
I would rather illuminate something positive on you because I know I'm only as strong as my weakest brother out here. And if we all look weak, if we all look like crackheads, then we always gonna get treated as such.
Right.
But the more we can hold ourselves, James, with the looking good, you come in with the more they see brothers like this, the more it's gonna give them.
Right.
Because that's what my growth was all about, bro. I used to always blame somebody else.
Right.
Like, man, bro, what was man? If them niggas didn't have me up there like that, I probably would. Man, if she ain't get me like that, I probably. And then I heard a quote, and it was profound to me. It says, "As a man." Now think about this, because I'm not trying to be sexist.
Right.
Okay, I want y'all to really think about this. As a man, we are the most dominant creature on earth. No matter how strong and independent our women get, they still can be dominated by the strongest man, right? Physically.
Yeah.
Like if a man get motivated about taking something,
he can take it.
He can take it.
Yeah.
No matter how physical that woman could be, strong, mentally, whatever. It's something in her that's gonna clinch up and say, I'm being taking advantage. But as a man, we have a right to, we know as we grow into being men, right? Because some people boys out here, like you say, like not all men need to grow up. Some men need to grow up, right? Because they still boys inside of themselves. You know what I mean? Because they feel like their gun is used to intimidate and harm somebody else. That's how they think, because that's what they know.
Right.
But the more you become a man and in your kingdom and in your kingship, you realize, man, I'm here to help somebody else. But how can you help yourself if you're not first open to? So that's what that was the first. Okay. Now the next thing it says, maintaining boundaries. Now this is huge for me because I think this causes a lot of division between male-female dynamic in our community. The maintaining the boundaries, right? So we already talked about being open as men. We got to open up ourselves. We got to tell people about our feelings, how we feel. Right. Let them know that, man, you could be strong physically and still be strong emotionally as well. You see what I'm saying? Because you got enough love in your heart to where a man come do you like this. You ain't got to be like, right. You got peace, King. Yeah. My bad, bro. Yeah. But that ain't being no punk. That's being a man and saying, I could de-escalate this just like I can escalate. Right. But the bigger man, like they say, always walks away. The bigger man, you know what I mean? Because you know that you live to fight another day. That's right. Right? That's right. So now we're saying maintain boundaries. Being open doesn't mean you should give others unlimited access to your thoughts, feeling, or time. We got to stop with all of this toxic stuff in our relationships. We got to stop with this, man. We got to maintain these boundaries because relationship building should be steps. You see what I'm saying? I should know all your trauma within the first week or two. Yeah. Because like you said, energy is important. Yeah. So I don't even know how far this relationship gonna go. I don't want to know all your trauma. I don't want to give you, we gotta maintain boundaries.
That could affect my relationship with you.
With you and the universe. Yeah. Right. Universe. Right. The universe, right? Because it's like you come in so I call it selfish that you ain't even willing to understand what this man been through, the trauma, his points, what all you want to do is the last nigga did this, and I promise you the next person that do me like this, and you just like, baby, I'm on a dinner date. Yeah. I'm trying to get to know you, baby. Right. You see what I'm saying? Now, like you said, it affects how I'm gonna grow with the rest.
I just had a friend tell me that in my chair this past weekend, the same thing. He said, I like this woman. I like her. She cool, but she gave me too much too fast. She told me everything. She was talking about all the stuff that she had in her background. And he said, that discouraged me. Yeah,
that's because it's like this. Any man who said, man, she put me through this. What we have to come to understanding is, if you have baby mama drama, you attracted that at the time because of the point in your life. What you just said, the word she gave too much, see, that's a man. The next guy, he taking that, he making mental notes. Oh, you said the other dude hit you? Yeah, I'm gonna hit him. You get my point? So when you go to the woman, when she's hearing, well, tell me about your ex. Oh, she did this, she did that. She's already taking mental notes because I'm really understanding that women are so territorial. They get what they need to know just to get you, right? Then 10, 15 years in, they sick of you. Because it ain't coming in platonic as, no, I'm getting to know you, you getting to know me. Yeah. But when I hear you talking about, my ex did me this way, you damaged goods.
Yeah. Well, you have to realize, like, if I'm with you a year or two later, you know what I mean? And we have created these boundaries and we've been open with each other. Right. These things will automatically come out. Yeah. They're going to automatically come out because I trust you now. Right. But the problem is, like we go back to the first point that we've been making, it we so want to be part of something that woman sometimes, or that guy sometimes, because it ain't no two, it's a two-way street. You know what I mean? It's a two-way street. Right. Sometimes it's just that they can't wait to latch on to you. They want to tell you everything up front. Yeah. They want to tell you all the trauma, all the bad. But so now that you can, like you said, one guy on one end gonna take it as, oh, she's weak, I'm gonna abuse her. The other guy on the other end, like, damn, all she do is nag, and we never, and you never, and you don't actually know what the problem is. And you always, and then you post on Facebook, all men this, all women that. Yeah. When you ain't even been past the street, right? You know, so you know, all you know is your job, the church house, and back to the house. But you know all men and what they do.
Oh, you heard he's still gonna cheat on you.
He's still gonna cheat.
Go
that's
heal.
Negative. Because
go heal.
As you grow,
you got to. That's the boundary right there. That's the boundary right there. Go heal, baby. Before you open this up, before you Twitter fingers, close your mouth. Create the boundary of keeping something to yourself so that you can go into your inner self and say, hey, I need to clean me up real quick before I start talking, before I start speaking and telling people my feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of them feelings, it's just for you.
Right.
Just for you, so you can deal with them. And now you got a new you new leaf. You got a new leaf you're not shedding now. Yeah. But some people that was a real great example. I was like, man, she really messed it up for herself because she really, I know she liked you and you like her. You're like, man, I really did. But now I'm not so sure about it because she done gave me all of her trauma. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't ready. And she didn't understand she wasn't aware enough to say, okay, maybe I need to keep some stuff because I don't know where he is in his trauma.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. And a lot of people don't understand when I speak, I'm speaking from my experiences.
That's what all we can do.
Not from something I think, well, in my opinion, these are my experiences. And we got more brothers are turning on to the more feminine. Mm-hmm. It sounds like we're whining, but we're really not. It's just like, I think we're at a time we just want to be heard, right? Yeah. But then if we don't, you'll see that brother get more feminine. You can tell the brother, we can tell when the brother, we know, you can see like, yeah, that brother hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. We can see it. And it's like, I've seen you do it. Yeah. So reach out, say, brother, just then I've seen him do it.
Well, we gotta separate the feminine man and the hurt man.
That's
two different type of men. Just
because we're solutionary, and they say the woman just straight off emotion. I don't get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? Help me help you.
Well, this is what this is about. This is about growth. So I'm here to elevate you as well, because we on this journey. We gotta elevate each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have to realize that we can't just be so irrational to think that the universe that we are living in are not evolving the people that we are dealing with every day. That's why we have to keep elevating and finding our spiritual side and our best side, you know what I mean, and start realizing things for ourselves. Because we can't change what the world is trying to do tomorrow. Right. Today, every civilization on this earth has come and has been destroyed. Mm-hmm. Even the most powerful Roman Empire, I don't care what. So guess what? Religion, Christianity, it's going to eventually fall.
Yes.
This Caucasian rule power, it's gonna fall because it doesn't have nothing to do with what I say or if they like it or not. It's evolution.
Well, nothing's forever.
It's nothing's forever.
Life and death is a part of the cycle.
Thank you. It's nothing's forever except our soul and our spirit. That energy lives forever.
It's eternity.
So the world ain't coming to an end no time soon. No. Your avatar might be running out of the lease.
I like to say there's no such thing as the world ending. In my mind,
no, it ain't.
You know what I'm saying? The world has never ended.
It ain't that big.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all, hey, that's spookism. I call it spookism. Like life is, you're gonna live and you're gonna die.
You know what? That came out in the 1700s. I was just actually studying this last night. They put that into the Bible, the English.
Oh yeah.
The Romans actually put that into the Bible. Right. And to cause fear,
right? Absolutely,
because they
fear
saw,
strong.
It was supposed to be a side note, a sidebar in the Bible, and they wrote it into Scripture as fact. Mm-hmm. And the people follow still to this day. They wrote that in, kind of like a remix. Mm-hmm. Like Puffy came in, take that, but he didn't actually write it. He did the actual remix, but he ain't write it. Right. That's what they did to the Bible,
That's
bro.
What they did.
And now they created this heaven and hell, and this God and this devil and this. And now guess what they do? They make you get scared, and the only way that you cannot go to hell is through this man with this curly hair, through this pastor preaching like this. That's the only way that they make you get into heaven. And we realize as we grow into our spiritual side, it's not that.
No.
It's not that. No. And when I realized that, bro, my relationships with people changed.
Yeah.
Because it was no longer about saving my soul, going to hell. It was about making the best soul I could for myself.
Bro, how can I tell people all the time when I come to the understanding of all this stuff, I say, you know what?
What's the question over here?
If God knew all things before it was, now we just talking from a biblical standpoint. If God knew all things, he knew your life before you knew your life, then how can I be held accountable for something that my father already knew that I did not know?
Right.
No, you're here for an experience.
Yeah,
that is it.
He's actually what they like you say. He's collecting information.
Yes.
We like the creators. We like they little avatars. Like
exactly.
I said, they gotta come down here and gather information from it, and then the ones that's pure soul, we get to take this information and they apply it to a better universe. Yeah. The ones that don't get it, the ones that think it's about what they think it's about, they might come back as a blade of
That's
grass.
exactly what I said.
They might come back as a blade of grass, and that's their purpose until they get cut.
Right. And so I'm like, my people, just talking about my people and our interpersonal relationship as it pertains to what we're talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be ready to undress what was told to you. When you know where it come from, when you find out where it come from, then you got to be ready to undress that, because it was placed upon you. You were made do something. You know what I'm saying? Without your knowledge of where it came from. You didn't have a knowledge of where it come from. So boom, you got to be willing to question, like our elders. And I tell my kids that I'm here for an experience. I don't know everything. When you get to the point of start learning knowledge and you start having wisdom, you're supposed to question what did Dad give? You know what I'm saying? And is that the best way? You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to just keep doing the stuff over and over and over if it's not working. You're supposed to question it. And that's where they got us at with the spookism of, oh, you're not supposed to question God. I'm not questioning God. I'm not. How can I question God? He made me in this image.
I'm questioning the ideology that you're giving me of this God.
Absolutely.
Because it says
that's
God is in me.
Right.
God is in me. God is in you.
Yes.
I am
I'm
in
an
his
image.
image. So I don't have to guess and wonder. I know that so now how can I be like God?
Yeah.
Not like Jesus.
Right.
Not like a Buddha.
Right.
Not like, the statues and shrines that they try. How could I be more like God? Because like he said, he don't want us. Like some of the Bible scriptures are great.
Yes.
But the Bible wasn't the first reference point where God was mentioned.
No.
God, that was just a point of, hey, this is from ISIS. That's what people don't know. This is from, like, they don't realize that, man. I go deep into this. Adam and Eve, Adam came from Adamu. Yeah. Like, so when you go back to the biblical, like before biblical scriptures,
when it was just scribes and scrolls.
Yes, they talk about Adamu. It was like they were creating. Adamu means the first man. Right. That's where Adam came from. Mm-hmm. Genesis is from the point of the kids of Isis. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's where Genesis comes from. You see what I'm saying? That's where the original people from ISIS started. That's where the Bible picks up from. But I ain't gonna go that deep into it. I'm just saying, when you go to maintaining boundaries, you have to first, because I'm gonna talk to my brother right here, because a lot of points that you're making are very valid. But we talking about how we're gonna deep dive into this and get people from that understanding to a better understanding, right? Mm-hmm. So we got to start looking at ourselves as beacons. Yes. The information that you have gathered through the fashion shows, through the podcast, thing like that, you walk in that light. Right? Because like you said, we are experiencing this life. That's right. So when I learned, that's what I say, when you know better, you do better, right? Right. So now that I know that there is a spiritual side of me that's been there the whole time, because that caused a lot of conflict in my family. And a lot of interpersonal relationships got severed through my, so I'm from the country, right? And a lot of people, and I love the country, taught me a lot of basic principles, how to use my hands, how to be tough, a lot of things that they taught me. But it also kept me closed-minded, because a lot of the country ideas came from backyard slaves. They got passed on to slave croppers, and these stories was passed on to that, and they never left. Right. So it was always something in me that was like, man, it's something out here. It's something that's better. It's more. And I would question my mama and my daddy and everything. And they were like, boy, just be quiet. Go do this. But it was like something in me, man. I'm not just supposed to be quiet and just do this. I'm supposed to question these things. I'm supposed to have these thoughts. I had to leave from the country to go to Chicago, Illinois. And, and when you go to these big cities, just like Dallas, it's multicultural centers, it's Malcolm X centers, and all. You start learning more about it. It's African culture, history, museums. It's a lot of things that you don't learn. And you start getting more in peace with yourself. And you start learning a better understanding. And that's what I'm saying. When I knew the hood, when I knew the country, that's all I knew. So somebody couldn't tell me what they was doing in New York, because my imagination wouldn't take me to New York. Yeah, you never experienced it. Now it's like, nigga, we wear cowboy boots and we do creasing. Yeah. Well, you look like a damn fool up here. I'm just letting you, but if that's all you know, you're like, man, you don't know what this. Right. Now I don't feel secure in myself, and I'm like, man, we'll do something. Right. Like, man, I'm just telling you, bro. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't confident enough to take it. So that's why I act like that. But when you're confident, You wear what the hell you want to wear, where you want to wear, how you want to wear. You don't even worry about what everybody else got going on. Right. You a guy. Your life supposed to be like, man, who was that? Right. Dude, sharp as hell. Yeah. Man, let me go see what he got going on. Instead of us thinking that, man, somebody trying to get me, somebody trying to do, man, I'm a light. I don't never think like that. I've been to the toughest places in America. I swear to God, when they tell me not to go there, that's why I go. That's right. Yonkers, New York, Southside Chicago, anywhere, South Central. I done been all up and down. Crenshaw Boulevard. I want to ride all.
Same thing.
Dade County.
And what I learned is that each and every one of the places that people say is so bad, man, it ain't really so bad at all.
And every time they see me, man, where you going? Where you from, man? Say something. Yeah. I never forget it. I used to walk a certain way. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm from, and I be in New York. They be like, man, where you from? They're like, man, I'm from Texas, bro. Hell no. Hey, come see this dude right here. He from Texas. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they would never know, hey, punk, give me your. No, never. I didn't carry myself like that. So I never thought about it like that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So
you can bring certain things towards you on how you think.
Man, if you think, how you think.
Yeah, so it may be.
Man, they said to change your consciousness. You have to do positive affirmations 9 times a day for 21 days. Yeah. That's they said that's what you.
And that's when they lock in.
Yeah. So the first week or somebody saying, hey, I'm self-loving and this is my positive affirmation for the day. It's cute, but you're not actually changing your consciousness until you become a part of your life and your discipline. Yeah, Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead. Okay. So that brings us to our next point. This is all how we're going to improve interpersonal relationships, right? So we talked about we got to be open. We're going to maintain some boundaries, but now we got to listen. Now, this is a kicker. This is a kicker. Now we got to listen. And this is where I got to do better. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I got to become a better listener because at the end of the day, I got to be a sponge. And when I'm talking, I can't bring in anything. But when I listen, I get a better understanding. Right. And that's the problem, man. And I want to bring this to our spouses and to our women-man dynamic on the listening part, right? Because I don't mind hearing the trauma. After I got to know you and I feel like I love you and I feel like I want to, elevate with you, you know what I mean? I got to become a listener of your problems. That's right. Of it, because it's not that she want to just bring all the stress on me, but now I got to be a problem solver. Maybe she see the king in me. Because when I was insecure, I'm like, what you asking questions for? Why you asking me this? I wonder why you said that. I was insecure. And so my delivery back was, dang, why you asking me that? Why you always asking all this? So of course, she going to get that back to me. And now we in beef. When all she wanted to know was, well, the only reason I was asking you that because such and such, and it was such a small situation, but I made it big because I didn't even listen to it because I was insecure. I knew I was messing up. I knew I was doing wrong. So I didn't want to be questioned. Do that make sense? Yeah. I didn't want to be questioned. So when you ask me a question, Pride, the first thing I'm going to do is man, what you asking me this for? What's up, man? Why you asking me these questions? Right. Instead of taking that as maybe he tried to gain some information, some knowledge from me, right? So let's open this up, man. How you feel about when you in these relationships interpersonally with these people? Do you find this is a problem in our community, the listening aspect, or do you get, do you see it playing out in day-to-day life?
It's definitely a problem. I mean, you can tell by the way our community, Black community moves, that it's a problem with listening. You know what I'm saying? You can tell because everybody's on guard. Everybody's in defense because we all know we could do better. Even though the less knowledge person knows that they can do better. That's true. And when you come and you're challenging that, and you're challenging that space, you know what I'm saying, they already ready to respond, you know what I'm saying, without even hearing what you're saying. They already ready to respond because they in defense, because I know I can do better and you're challenging me to do better. You know what I'm saying? I got a brother like that, man. I talk to him daily, all the time, and I challenge him because I love you, man, and I want to see you do better in life. So I'm going to always, anytime you see me, every time you're around me, I'm going to challenge you to do better. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing better. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to challenge myself. So therefore, I got to challenge you. You know what I'm saying? But he's not ready for the challenge because he hasn't challenged himself. So yeah, I see it all the time. And you know, what the people that come to me in my barbershop, man, they've been with me for years. A lot of them been with me for years. So they know who I am and I know who they are. And we challenge each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm always with that iron sharpens iron. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm never too big to not be challenged because I'm all right with myself and I do know and accept it that I can always do better. I don't never give 100% to myself.
I'm a student.
Always.
I'm a student to all of this. That I would never graduate.
Yes. I don't want to graduate.
I never graduate. So when I go out and when I talk and I listen, I let people talk. They ask me for my opinion. I give it. The thing that baffles me the most is that if a man say, "Hey, I'm hurting," and he says why he's hurting, and it seems like we're only given moments of understanding that, right? And then it's back to, well, this is what I need from you, right? But soon as we blow our cool or something, we need to go get help. We need to go get this. And it's like, we're solutionary. You see what I'm saying? We don't we hear the emotion and we had to be taught to hear the emotion, right? Like we're doing now.
Listen to it. Yeah.
We had to be taught to listen to that emotion. Okay. And hearing that, see, here's the thing. I call it the process. Your girl comes to you, she say she has this issue. As she's taking 15, 20 minutes, we've already figured it out in 5.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Can almost feel it.
You can feel it. We feel it. Yes.
Yeah.
We know in 5. But some women want us to stay there with them. When I'm like, baby, I'm listening. I gave you a solution. I'm not trying to stay there because if I go there with you,
that's because we're logic. We think logical. They think emotional.
Right.
So my girl told me, I had my girl tell me, she said, sometimes we don't even want y'all to say nothing. We just want you to listen. Just hear me. I know you already know, but just listen to me.
Right. And I tell mine, I say, hey, I'm listening, but you want this over here done.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about how.
Yeah,
and that's true. I
mean, that's
the part I got to get better at, man.
I'm gonna tell you what I do. I go ahead and solve the problem. When she talking to me, I'm like, all right, come on. Go. Yeah, I don't even say nothing. You gotta say, come on, back. Okay, you just want this right here, back. Okay.
This man, check this out.
Walk with me. Walk
look, check
with me.
Check this out. I know my man, and with your permission, I want to release this information. Yeah. He's never argued with his woman.
Not this
2 years, right?
When I was together 4 years.
4.
Yeah, my last relationship, I was married for 17 years, but I learned a lot about myself in that because after the relationship, when my wife divorced me, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna blame nothing, none of that. We ain't gonna do none of that. I went into self-reflection. I went into a cocoon and I said, man, let me self-reflect because we can always do this. She, he. I said, now let me look at me. Because right now, this is time for me to look at me. So I looked at me and I dug in there and I looked at all the ugly and all that. And I said, man,
open heart surgery.
Man, I'm not going to argue no more because arguing, you don't hear. You're not listening. You're not listening when you're arguing.
You're not listening.
So I said, no, I ain't doing no more arguing. I'm going to be quiet when it's time to be quiet and I'm going to speak and I'm going to be clear when I speak. You know what I'm saying? I'm a clear person, but when you're emotional, you're not clear. You know what I'm saying? So I said,
and that's that trap of reacting.
Yeah.
Reacting to what she's saying versus listening.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Even if she is talking about you.
Yeah.
You know, when a woman talking about us.
Yeah. Or anybody. You talking about
hey, there's no filter. Mama on the block, kids on the block, dogs on the block, everybody's on the block, right? Yeah. And you say one more thing about my mom, or one more thing. We're taking it in like, hey,
that's the emotional trigger. Yeah.
So now, because we done got caught in the reaction.
Yeah. Now you're not listening.
What it say?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't interpret.
No.
Avoid voicing opinions or judgment. Maintain good eye contact. Ask open-ended questions. Paraphrase what the other person has said.
They ain't say nothing about interject.
No.
It just said avoid your. It said don't voice your opinion.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt.
Right.
Maintain good eye. Everything y'all just said. Y'all didn't even read my script. But that's what it says. It helps with listening. And it's called active listening.
And I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's called looking at that other person. If you my brother, I'm looking at you, and I got Ivy homework on my table all the time. I got real spill homework on my girl. I got her. She's my homework. Always. I'm always thinking about homework. Homework is how you get better at what you're doing.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That's practice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was with to me and her. She always studying me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about, shout out to my baby. Shout out to, I call her chocolate sugar. You know what I'm saying? But she's always studying me. She's asking questions, open-ended questions, because she want to know. I'm asking open-ended questions because I want to know. I'm looking at her. I'm studying her. Always studying her, because you are my partner. I need to know. I need to know about you so I can move right. You know what I'm saying? And that cut down on the arguments right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? I really care about you. I always tell people, I don't care about that love stuff no more. You said, I love you. I love you. Cool. That's cool. But do you care for me? Caring and love are two different things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You care for me? Oh, man, I'm with that all day long. I care, bro. I care for you. You know what I'm saying? That right there, that's where she at. She care for me, and I know it. I know
it. And she gonna show you that.
Yeah.
She gonna 1981222. Yeah, but that's true though, bro. Because at the end of the day, like when I went through an 8-year marriage, you know what I mean. And like I said, just press. It's timed out after an hour. Just press done. Share.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you got to go back live on Instagram. They cut us off on Instagram now.
Okay.
Just go back live. Just man, Joe, help me out, Joe, so you can get back on. But anyway, yeah, man. But like I said, as I learned myself, man, through my divorce, I had to learn the steps. It was a process. Because, like you said, I was blind to the fact that I was my worst enemy. I was my own worst enemy through my ignorance. I thought I knew everything. You know what I mean? You know y'all know my story. You know, dropped out of college, had my child, went in 3 years later. I was making 6 figures.
Right.
So a lot of things that was afforded to me at that time, it kind of made me spoiled and made me ignorant to the fact that what relationships is all about. You know, so I traveled a lot and did a lot of things, and I was like, man, why I got to know you? I'm going to be gone in 6 months anyway. I'm going to be this. I don't got to get to know you. So I didn't start establishing relationships till later on in my life, like meaningful relationships. So when I got married, I was still in the informational stage as far as relationships, period. Yeah. Not only man-woman dynamic, but just having relationship, because my money was my relationship. Right. My money would buy me anything I wanted. My money would give me a good night at the casino. My money would do that if I wanted to. We doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how my relationships was. Right. It wasn't no give and take like they talking about. It was what I wanted. Right. So when I got into my relationship, I was so selfish. I didn't listen. I didn't care. No, it's my way or the highway. Man, I'm making this. What? We doing this my way. Oh, what you gonna do? You gonna live? You know, I wasn't in the mood of listening. And it eventually drew my wife away from me. And it took me that process of what did I do to get to the situation? Yeah. What did I do to put myself in it? And I could be blaming her for everything. I could blame her for this, or she didn't give me enough that, or she didn't do it. But maybe if I poured more love into her, then she would have done that unconditional. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a show she wouldn't have missed it. I did. It wouldn't have been a post that I didn't post it. She didn't share. It wouldn't have been it, because the love that I showed her made her feel that way. Not my dictatorship or not what I was forcing her to feel, but just me loving her better. Listening, being a better husband, better father, more understanding.
And you know what that is? That's care.
Yeah.
That's
but
care.
it took me to fall. Yeah. It took me to fall. And I was just gracious that when I failed, he gave me an opportunity to get back up, to see my faults and have a chance to correct my fault. But that's what brought me more closer to God. Because it was like, man, you could have did anything with me. You could have let me, like my homeboys been locked up. You could have let me, like my homeboy died from this, that, and the third. But man, you got me here for a reason. And it was like when that light switched. It woke me up, and it turned me to a different person, man. So it's just that's why I wanted to do this. And when he brought me the opportunity to do this podcast, I'm like, man, I got the perfect thing. Elevated conversation. We need to get better as people as to communicate through conversation.
my biggest gift is what I learned through this process is putting people in the right room together. I'm gonna tell you, I would suggest him to be with this person, or you would say, "Hey, I think you do good over here." And when I came to you, I just had the idea. But see, you already had the blueprint.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So it's like it basically shows this walking testimonies phase for me is that I have to trust that. It goes back to when we were saying in the beginning, knowing who you are. I know that I'm a beacon for all light. When I say light, I'm talking about like I don't know how to be negative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't sit and say, "Oh, I'm gonna just run a car off the road." It's not in me.
Right.
I don't know how to do it.
Right.
What I do know how to do is say, "Hey, brother, I'm working on it. Hey, brother, I really need you." Because when I do feel like that, I say, "No, I don't want to bother. I don't want to bother." This because my therapist, she say, "Who do you have?" And I said, "Nobody." She asked me this last week. And she said, "Why you don't have nobody?" She said, you speak, I said, "Because as men, sometimes if we're going through something that difficult, we try to, like you said, when you go through your divorce, you try to push through it and get it, you know." You see what I'm saying? Because if I go to you every time I'm feeling bad, you're gonna be like, "Damn, bro, you're going through it." When am I learning? So I'm trying to learn now before coming to you guys.
Well, that's what this is about, though, James. You saying exactly what this topic is about, and that's interpersonal relationship. Because when I start posting stuff, certain people be like, "Man, how you feeling?"
Yeah,
they tapped in with me because through our relationships that we have determined that, man, this don't sound like real spirit.
Yeah,
this a different dude. So now it's our obligation as brothers to say, we see James going through it. We got to be able to identify, because through our interpersonal relationship skills, as they improve, he don't always have to come to me because it's a give and take. He's showing me through his action that he need help. And we reach out as brothers and we try to lift each other up instead of, "Man, that nigga a fool, man. God damn, James. Look, y'all see what James did. We gonna talk to Pyme. I'm talking to Pyme about James." You see what I'm saying? I'm talking to you about James when I know you personally, and I know that what affects me, what can affect you the most, don't come from Pyme. I got to come directly to you. But the more we open, the more we listen, the more we create these boundaries. We know that, man, I can't count a Pyme for everything. Look, he good brother. Man, I ain't about to ask him for $50. I got to correct this boundary. You know what I mean? Like, come on, I come to him for spiritual information, but I'm going to overstep my boundaries the first time I talk to Pyme, man. Pyme, man, I know you're doing shit for the community. Let me get $250, kid, folks. Like, man, I don't know you. We don't have that type of relationship. So you opening up a bad line between me and you, like, bro, like, you don't even, like, I got family, kids. Like, I want to help you the best I can, man, but let's create a certain boundary. Because if you keep coming at me like this, I can't allow my manhood won't let me keep coming. But that's what this is about, man. This is growth. And I appreciate you coming through, man, because I learned so much just by listening to you and just by taking some of the things you say, because I see a lot of my story in what you just said. Married 17 years, you in this new relationship, you take a lot of things you learned from your old relationship and you put it into your new relationship. And I can tell that you have studied this information because a lot of things that's already in this, you live by that every day.
Oh yeah, it's a lifestyle. That's why I say chocolate state of mind. That's an accountability thing for me. It's a lifestyle. My girl chocolate, my Flo's chocolate, my dog chocolate, everything chocolate. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I said, that's a thing. I take responsibility for my community, man. I really do. I take accountability for the things that I do, things that I say. So anytime I'm talking, it is not to waste my voice or my energy. It is to help. It is to uplift. It's to elevate. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I appreciate you having me coming, man. And
thank y'all for the YouTube, man. We got 30 new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. So, man, y'all don't understand how that helps us out. Follow us, YouTube. Share the link. I know a lot of people work through the day. Tell a friend about it, man. We're going to do this every other Thursday. We're going to keep coming with powerhouse hitters like this. Powerhouse information that's going to be used to apply to help our communities. Yes, sir. Go ahead, John.
I want to tell everybody, please Our names are up there. On Instagram, Facebook. Go to each one of our pages, to the listeners, to the future listeners. We all have something going. We all got something going within the week. Support.
Yeah.
I mean, like, share, follow, whatever.
Yeah.
If
comment.
Comment. It's meaning that if you guys are not saying much or you're not sharing our stuff, we can't.
We can't elevate.
We can't.
We can't, because at the end of the day, these words mean nothing without you. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's why we gonna continue to elevate in our own personal life, but this show as a whole can't elevate and can't get out to the masses, man, without you guys' help. You listening, you supporting, you following it. Right. But you are right, man. It won't stop us. It won't stop our shine. We're gonna continue to be beacons in our community. We may do it through different avenues and different venues, things like that, but through this podcast, we want to be able to elevate the community, elevate people.
Don't just elevate the podcast or the content that doesn't mean anything. Like the bull crap stuff that y'all know is out there that like people like to go and look at because it's entertaining and all that type of stuff. But go and support things like this platform, Elevated Conversations, right off the bat. Look, my man has a clipboard of information. How many of our podcasts do you see doing that? This is something that you need to be behind. This is something that, Well, I was going to do all that. You know what I'm saying? But Elevated Conversations, this type of stuff right here is very much so needed in the community because we need to elevate our conversations. I told one of my partners one time, I was like, man, every time I see you, man, I don't want to talk about the Cowboys, man. Every time I see you, I don't want to talk about no hoes, man. I really don't want to talk about no hoes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm grown, man. I'm an adult man that's accountable. That I don't want to talk about nothing that doesn't elevate me. I don't want to waste my time no more. I got more time behind me than I got in front of me. That's how I feel. I might live to 90, but who knows that? I got kids that I'm trying to elevate, trying to put them on another path, a better path than myself. So I don't want to waste my time when you come to me with them trivial bullshit. I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, dang, man, this guy, I know it sounds harsh, but brother, and you older than me.
But he needs to hear it. He needs to hear it.
And now, when he come to me, we talking now. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes we got to be a little tough on ourselves, man, with this stuff, man. We got to be a little tough, man. Yeah. We gotta hold ourselves accountable, man. The chocolate way. You know what I'm saying? We've been holding ourselves accountable under somebody else's system. And how has that been working for us? It ain't been working too good. So now it's time to hold ourselves accountable, to get our own information, have our own elevated conversations, come up with our own solutions, all that type of stuff, man. Y'all get at me, man, because I really want this stuff too. I want to help us. Just like these gentlemen here are helping. They helping bring out the kingship, the queenship. Hey, let's do it together. That's the only way we're going to be able to do this thing. Y'all come in. Be on these, call in. You know what I'm saying? All that.
Stop making these brothers go through, what's the word? Y'all see it say CSOM. If this man reach out to you, I know we have certain standards or whatever. If this man's reach out to you, like, he ain't reaching out to you because he just like, you randomly pulled you out of whatchamacallit. Yeah. If I reach out to you, it's like, there are certain projects that just come to my head and it's straight from the ancestors and gods for me to just, you need to do this. Just like the smile video. Mm-hmm. Both of these brothers and both of my smile. Yeah. But the first one, y'all in the first smile video. Yeah. And that was to tell brothers, know that you are loved, even if you don't love yourself. That's on my page. I keep it there. The reason why I wanted to do that is because we fall. Like Pyme, you had a post. You cried. Yeah. You had to cry, and you had to cry to your daughter.
On my daughter's shoulder. It's the way she came to me. She talked to me. You know what I'm saying? And you know where I'm at now. Like, I could cry right now for the shit that my people have been through and how I understand our traumas. I could cry right now on the spot because it's every day. We all got traumas. Everybody. Every. I mean, come on, man. Looking at our history and coming forward, we never dealt with none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So that stuff didn't do nothing but traitly be passed down. So I know that. I get it. I embody it. So I'm like, nah, I get it. And when my daughter came to me and she recognized my pain and my traumas, and she was like, Dad, nah, this CSOM stuff we doing. Woo-woo. I was like, damn, baby, you really paying attention to me. You know what I'm saying? You paying attention. And I cried to my daughter because of old trauma. I let it come on out to her and laid on my daughter's shoulder, laid on her shoulder. And she patted me on my back, told me it's going to be, we finna do this. We strong, baby. Woo. Hey, that's all you need. Say, man. Hey, reinsurance. We do need reinsurance. People say, "Oh man, I'm getting out the mud." No, you ain't.
No,
we all need each other, man.
Need that, yeah.
We need each other. We need affirmation from each other.
I mean, it says it was written in the book.
Yeah.
It's written long before. We need each other.
We need each other.
Wasn't no Adam without Eve. And if you want to go back further than that, a lot of people think it was one creator. I think it was multiple creators because it says our God.
Come on, man.
It's a lot of our references before they changed it around to the singular God thought. But that's gonna be a whole nother time. But we've been needing each other. We've been in connection with this universe for a long time. But like you said, it's time for us to get over the trauma. And it's not always our brother's fault. It's genetics. It's our history. We gotta continue to spew positive information, positive affirmation, and not just like you said once a week. We gotta do this every day. Just like that rap music blaring your ear about killing, fucking, sucking. We need to put those affirmations in our ear every day and watch how our generations are gonna be thankful for that in the end of it.
I'm gonna tell you something I do, man, every day. And I challenge everybody that's looking to do this. I challenge people in my barbershop. I say, man, I take $20, man. Sometimes during the week, I take or when I get the jerk. When I feel that jerk in my spirit and I'm in the line behind somebody at 7-Eleven, I've done this a few times. Cat come in and say, hey, man, give me 5 on 2. I say, man, I got 10 extra dollars, man. $5 ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah. Let me give $10. So like, hey man, put 10 extra on it. Like, hey, what you doing, man? Bruh, I'm trying to bless you. I want you to know it's love in the air around here, man. And them boys be like, man, who is you, man? Bruh, I just represent the chocolate state of mind. And I'm trying to help you feel good, man. That's what I want. And so I do that a lot, man. I do that on purpose because I purposely want you to know I love you, man. I don't know you, but I love you through trauma because I know we all got the same traumas, man. So I love you through it.
It's funny you said that. I posted that the other day. What did I say the other day on Facebook? I was like, I don't mind the people that hate me that don't know me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand that. Yeah. But eventually you gotta get over the insecurities inside yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't mind being your scapegoat for now. Yeah. But eventually what's gonna help you out is being better within yourself.
That's right.
But for now, I'm strong enough to take whatever criticism you bring me, whatever you do want to throw on my table. I'm strong enough to take it because, like I said on Facebook, man, I be dropping so many jewels, they don't be feeling me. I be like, I told them, I said, my strength don't come from Jesus. My strength comes from the things I've already survived.
Your experience.
That I've already survived. Yeah. That let me know that God's in me. That let me know that I'm here for a bigger reason. Because when I was at my lowest, or when peril was certain, something inside me said it ain't your time, and I came out of it. You see what I'm saying? When I went through that divorce, that was one of the hardest things I went through. I've been there. It was something in me, bro. I didn't want to wake up sometimes like, man, I lost my family. Shit, like my family broke up. But when I had got to a point where it's like I'm waking up, my eyes opening, I said, dang, it's a lot of people that lay down and just die. They really do lay down and die. My eyes is opening. So that means I'm blessed as hell. I'm tripping. My eyes opening. It's every day my eyes opening. I can do better. So I'm tripping. Let me live. I need to live. I'm talking to myself. I need to live. I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get past this. I'm going to be okay. So, like, nah, man, you just, when your eyes opening, man, that's a whole nother, man, it's time. Your time. Every time your eyes open, your time. It's your time. But I want to give y'all something. Already. Yeah, let's see what he got back here.
Hey, man. We got the chocolate state of mind. We got the t-shirt hoodie. We got the t-shirt, man. I don't know which one of y'all. I know both of you boys about a medium. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, man, this for y'all, man. And I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's my token. You know what I'm saying? Appreciation for having me on, for me to speak my truth. You know what I'm saying?
Future guest.
Yeah.
Future guest.
Yeah.
Future guest. See how
always bring blessings, man. Always be a blessing, man.
So what you got going on in the community next couple of weeks, man?
Man, we got April 22nd. We got a Dallas versus everybody fashion show going on at the Lofty Spaces. And on the 22nd, so y'all get your tickets. Go out there. It's on the Eventbrite. I'm sorry, but
we'll drop it in the links. He'll send it to you. We'll drop it for people that are not live.
And we just did a promo for my partnership I got with Cornbread Loud Music. Shout out to T Squeeze. Shout out to Cool World and Azariah Slim. Y'all check him out. That's one of my artists. I'm out here promoting and helping. Azra Slim, man, with the Cool World Project, Cool World 1, Cool World 2. Very great music. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to EGR Photography. They all behind us and stuff like that, man. We're doing big things out here right now, man. I got a mentorship program that's starting up with the kids of Chocolate State of Mind, where we taking them fishing, we showing them construction, we showing them barbering, we giving them all the tools they can as young kids to be able to build later on. You know what I'm saying? We want to show you now. We want to put that stuff in their hands now, and it's also about bond building. So if you're a dad and you don't know how to fish, like I ain't no big fisher. I grew up in the city, so I don't know everything about fishing. I ain't been fishing since I was a kid. I'm doing that with my son to build a bond because I want, you know what I'm saying? So, man, we trying to invite everybody that feel that want to be a part of that. Man, hit me on my inbox, man. Let's do it.
How can they find you?
Man, you can hit me on my Instagram at CSOM Minded. That's CSOM MINDED .co. And you can follow the official _ CSOM on Instagram as well. And you can get at me right there. You can get at me on Facebook at Denicio Paxi Frauco. I know that's hard. DIONIOCIO PAXIFRACO on Facebook, man. Get at me. You know, I'm always on there spitting nuggets. I'm always dropping gems. I never waste my time with bull crap on there. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for information, that's the spot to be.
What you got going on next couple weeks, Jay?
Well, only thing I have going on next week is the 31st. That's the Big Brothers.
That's next Saturday, right?
Wait, we'll be on Friday.
Next
check.
That's the 29th.
31st.
31st.
Yeah, next Friday.
Okay.
Next Friday is from 6 to 8 here at the Business Lounge.
Okay.
With Stephanie Sherlin, and she has the Big Brother, Big Sister Foundation coming.
Okay.
That's on Eventbrite too.
Yeah, that's on Eventbrite. That's all on my wall. This is really for what we've been talking about. It's for the fellas to come out. If you got sons, bring your sons out because they need to see that it's not just, you got big brothers out here, but you got us. They what they gonna listen to is seeing us come into the event with our sons to serve.
Serve, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm trying to get my brother's support. I don't know who all could they invite in. I'm speaking to the lady, so I want everyone to get to the site, fellas, if you can, and put your reservations in.
March 31st at the Dallas Business Lounge. What time?
6
o'clock.
8 p.m.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Y'all know y'all can follow me, Real Spill, RILL, Spill D3. We got a couple things coming up, man. Of course, we're going to do the podcast again. We got Tasha Clark coming, heavyweight.
We walked with her.
Beautiful woman. She's going to be in here, model. She's a domestic abuse survivor. She's going to be on here not Thursday, but the following Thursday. For now, we're going to be at Kunoma Cigar Lounge. Next Thursday is located in Cedar Hill, right off Joe Wilson. We're gonna do Kunoma after dark.
Okay.
So we got a writer elocutions. We're gonna bring some sexy poetry.
Okay.
To the city. Then next month, y'all check out us in Fort Worth. We're gonna do a artist week, artist monthly in Fort Worth next month. Super excited about that, man, to get out to Funky Town. Yeah. They say they need brothers like that, brothers like us out there. So I'm definitely willing to go out there and try to implement some things out there, put a thumbprint out there in the Funky Town, the Fort Worth community. Y'all follow us, man. It's been a powerful message, man. And I didn't want to bore y'all, man, because we could really talk about this all day. I can go all day with this kind of stuff because I feel like I'm elevated. I feel like I'm getting closer to where I demand that I'm supposed to be with these type of talks. So shout out to our special guest, Pyme, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow, support. Y'all going to be seeing me with the hoodie around town, around the city, shirt around town, around the city. Y'all see my boy James. He got the blue. Yeah. Man, it's been a great show.
For sure, man.
Y'all been a great show, man. Y'all follow, tap us in on YouTube. Thank y'all on Facebook for the likes. Instagram, we appreciate y'all chiming in, man. Anytime y'all need us, y'all hit us on the inbox. We love y'all. Elevated conversations. We'll see y'all again, man. One.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, man. Yeah.